Hi, and welcome back to Crypto Mischief. It's Richie here. Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time finding this channel, great to see you. Press that subscribe button to get notified when I drop new videos, as I usually talk about time-sensitive topics concerning yield farming, passive income dApps, NFTs, airdrops, IDOs, and much, much more. Being early to the party is extremely necessary in the wild world of crypto. I'm sure you know that. I'm not, though, a financial advisor, but I do have my fingers in a lot of pies. So it's channels like this one that give you an edge when it comes to making your own financial decisions. I'm not your daddy. Today, miner mania is upon us. It started with one small decentralized dApp 6 months ago, and in the last 2 weeks, we have seen the same smart contract cloned and cloned again until we've arrived at where we are today, with more than 10 passive income mining dApps, all tussling for your investment, all cloned from the same contract, all with different cryptocurrencies that you can mine for. So for today's video, I'm going to be giving my opinion and my research on the following questions about all these dApps. Which one's the best? And how do we quantify what best is for these dApps? How do they work? Are they sustainable? And we're going to talk about how you can increase your earning on these bad boys with some advice from me to you about how to shill, the art of the shill, and how to find out about the newest miners first to get those miners cheapest. Because one of the key things about these miners is that those early to the party, as I said, benefit greatly from these dApps. These mining dApps have really exploded onto the scene. There are a few of the guys in the Crypto Mischief Telegram, my Telegram, link in the description, that have shared, frankly, mind-blowing profits from these. I'm talking thousands of dollars daily being paid straight into their wallets from these mining dApps. Other guys are chilling with a couple hundred being paid daily, and of course, as with all things in crypto, others, even in my Telegram, have not yet returned on their investment. It is the Wild West. So don't just ape into these things without watching till the end of this video. My aim here is to educate you so that you can make a decision that's informed and a decision that's best for you and where you are today and where you are financially. And without further ado, let's get started by looking first at the TVLs of these dApps. Okay, so firstly, which one is the best? Well, to find out which one is the best for me or the best for you is going to be different probably. We're going to have to look through a bunch of variables just to start with that. Firstly, the best stop to go on is checking so far on these dApps, no matter how long they've been running for. We're going to check the TVL of them. Firstly, we do have the BUSD Minter, which is a clone of the original here, the BNB one. I put the BSUD at the top for no particular reason. It has $537,000 in it. The BNB, the original one, from 6 months ago, has almost 4 times that much. It has $1.8 million inside the contract locked in there. That's the reward pool. That's what you'll be paying out once you do put money into these contracts, if you do choose to. The FANTOM miner is a little bit less than the BUSD miner, which is 409,000, and the USDC, another stablecoin one on the MATIC network, is 141,000. Moving into the other 4 that we're going to be looking at, here I'm looking at 8 today. There are some more though you can check out. We're going to look at some others later. The MATIC miner on the POLYGON MATIC network is 152,000. Now interestingly, the Hex miner, which is also on POLYGON MATIC and is newer, has $289,000 locked in it, which is more than the MATIC miner and more than the USDC miner over on MATIC. The AVAX miner is 145,000 and little KuCOIN is only $34,000 locked into its contract. So from looking at these, initially for our total value locked would mean stability and safety of the reward pool that's paying you out. So from that point of view, then I would be saying that the BNB miner, the BUSD miner, the FANTOM miner, and the Hex miner seem to be the best bet there. But another way you could see this is the potential upside of the TVL. For example, AVAX is being continually adopted by more and more people as they're getting into platforms such as Trader Joe and Pangolin, which are great ways of earning passive income, especially Trader Joe. If you're not in Trader Joe, I suggest you start looking at it. So the potential upside of people getting into AVAX and using this contract to find more passive income and putting AVAX into it, that is quite high too. So the AVAX one might have more legs than, say, for example, the BUSD one. But we don't know what's going to happen in the future. If AVAX does take off as a more widely adopted blockchain for yield farming and passive income, then it would start to challenge the BNB miner, or at least start challenging the FANTOM miner for that title as the one with the most TVL. But at the moment, yeah, BNB miner is the king, I would say, because the Binance Smart Chain is the most used chain. That is why it is highest in value. Something else to be wary of with these would also be the token potential of your reward token, or the token that you put into these. For example, BUSD and USDC, they are both stable coins, so they will not be going up and down in value. Actually, probably with inflation, they'll be going down in value. But with something like BNB, or for me, especially FANTOM token, which is currently sitting at what, $1.2, and I think it's easily a $5 token. If you're putting in FANTOM, you're getting paid out FANTOM. You're getting paid out an asset, which is going to be, I think, getting higher and more valuable as time's going on. Of course, BNB will be doing that too if the bull market does continue, but I think FANTOM has a much larger upside than BNB. Also, I think AVAX also has a huge upside, and I think Hex also, once Pulse Chain comes out, has a huge upside too. So if you are already returned on your investment with these, then you will continue to be printed out tokens for you daily. It's basically just a bank, yeah? You could see it as a FANTOM bank or a stablecoin bank, that once you do get that return on your investment, then you are doing really well. Something else to look at would be the developer of these smart contracts, because of course in crypto the fact of a rug happening is always weighing upon us. If we do take the BUSD miner, the FANTOM miner, the USDC miner, the MATIC miner, and I think also the AVAX miner, yes, they are all managed and developed by the same contract under the same developer. So that, I guess, is a good thing because it's almost the same code. The BUSD miner has a slightly different code, but it's run by the same developer. You can all find that on a Telegram. I'll link the Telegram in the description for that. But so that's pretty cool because it means that they're all being held together by the same developer. Whereas the BNB miner is only one developer, but it's been running, like I said, for 6 months by the same developer. And the code is immutable. It cannot be changed. It's just going to continue running. So in that case, the developer there of the BNB one, is quite trusted. Then you have the Hex miner, which is actually developed by a man called Robin, who has been doxxed. You can check out interviews with him on YouTube, and he is pretty open, and he already has been running a project called Mooncoin, and he also was running projects on Tron network back in 2020. So he is a trusted developer too. So in terms of the development team, they all seem like they are actually pretty good developers, which is fantastic because there is risk always in crypto. Another important factor when looking at these farms is time. The BNB miner contract, like I said, has been running for 6 months. Whoever got into that contract in the first day, or even because it's running for so long, the first month of the BNB miner contract, is now sitting in a ridiculously amazing position, just basically getting paid out BNB every day from the new money that's going into the contract from people like us who only joined in the past 2 or 3 weeks. Amazing. So the BNB miner has been running for 6 months, which means that when you're buying miners, they're going to be more expensive than they were when it first opened. Such things as the BUSD miner, which has been running for about 6 days, or the Hex miner, which has been running for about 3 days, they are in a better position than the BNB miner because you'll be able to get more miners for less capital. The more miners you have, the more crypto you get paid back daily. So the longer a contract's going on, the more capital coming into it, and the less people withdrawing, the more people compounding, the TVL is going up. As the TVL is going up, the cost of miners increases, which means that you need to keep spending more money to get the same equivalent amount of miners that someone who got in initially in the first place. So for example, if a guy has the BUSD miner and he has 38,000 miners, that's him making probably about $500 a day, but possibly he only paid $100 to $200 of them for them in the first 5 minutes of the dapp opening. Someone then comes in later and wants to buy 30,000 miners for the BUSD miner, you're going to be paying thousands of dollars. So getting in early is great on these dapps, but also seeing how long they've been going is very important. Case of, for example, the KuCOIN miner has been running for over a week, but it's only got $34,000 in it, or the AVAX miner, which I'm really bullish on because it's running for almost 2 weeks and it's only got $145,000 in it. So actually, at the moment, the AVAX balance is going down slightly. It's dipping, which means that everyone is getting a slightly less reward than they were before. Now, this, for me, is a great place to start watching the TVL of the AVAX miner and finding out a good entry point for it. Because this contract, the original contract has been running for 6 months, which means that it is a great long-term investment choice, I think, in my opinion. Because if 6 months from now I'm still getting paid out daily AVAX, Hex, MATIC, KuCOIN, USDC, BNB, BUSD daily from these dapps, no matter how much it is, like, that's an amazing investment. 6 months later, you're still getting paid from these. I can't predict that they're going to be lasting for 6 months, but if the BNB miner is the exact same contract and it's lasting for 6 months, and that brings me to how do they work and why they might just be sustainable. Let's go into the computer and have a look at it, okay? So this is the original one, the one that started it all, the BNB miner. At the top we have here 1095% APR, which is yearly, which equals to about 3% daily that you're getting on your investment. That is how the maths work. That's how they've been working for this for 6 months. So if you did put your money in 6 months ago, you've already 6 times your investment without any kind of bonus or anything on that, without even taking into account what I did mention before about getting into these dapps earlier than everyone else. So digging and mining. There is not actually mining going on here. People are putting money into the smart contract. So you put 1 BNB into this smart contract here. Yeah, you take the 1 BNB, that will hire you 129,917 miners, which would then pay you back 0.03 BNB per day forever. Is how this works. How long would that take to get your 1 BNB back then? If you just withdrew, because you can withdraw once a day. You must withdraw once a day. After 24 hours, you will not be generating any more BNB or any more tokens on these. All of these contracts are the same, remember? So 0.03 times 33 equals roughly 0.99. So you'll be 33 days, 33 minutes, 33 hours, 33 seconds, you know the maths, to get this paid back to you if the APR stays constant. That would be 33 days. So roughly you're going to be about that to get your money back. And then you will be completely in profit and just generating. But there's other ways to play this. You can then, so say you start earning, here I've earned 0.1 BNB in my barrel from 10 hours ago. So what do? I take that, I hire more miners, which compounds, getting more miners for me to then be able to make more BNB daily. As everyone else is compounding, you're kind of racing to get as many miners as possible. How many miners do I have? I have 124,935 miners, which is not that many. I have not put too much money into this one because I only found it like 3 weeks ago, so it was already 6 months going, and I thought, I might be too late with this one. But people are still putting money into this. The contract balance is still growing, like I said, 5,000 BNB, like some millions of dollars in this. So the sustainability is there. The sustainability is that you cannot withdraw what you put in. You can only withdraw the 3% daily reward, but the 3% can only be must be taken out after 24 hours. So if you leave it for too long, say you forget it after 1 day, then it will not start going any higher. You'll just have to withdraw 24 hours worth. So that's also good. So it's a modest 3% daily, allowing investors to rest easy knowing that their investment has unlimited growth potential and a maximum improbable risk less than 3%. It does fluctuate though, okay? The miner pays 3% daily according to the current mining efficiency rate, whatever that may be. the rate rises and falls as you and other players higher compound earnings or pocket BNB. That's why I'm saying when people begin to pocket more BNB and withdraw, probably the rate of the APR, this one here, does start to go down. As more money's coming in, the APR seems to go up. So that also benefits the idea of getting into these as early as possible. So let's look at another one. Let's look at the newest one. The newest one is the Hex Miner. It's about 2 days old. For that, you need to switch over to MATIC. Here, you know, on my RPCs, I have a bunch of different RPCs for different blockchains. So here is MATIC here, and this is what the Hex one is on MATIC. So I'll reload that. If you want to get onto MATIC, I have some simple description of how to do that in my description for this video, where you can find all the links for all of these miners. So the MATIC one, this launched 3 days ago. I've been just compounding because the gas on MATIC is cheap, I've been compounding this one continuously. So I just keep hiring more miners. It's going quite well. I now have 3,391, so probably this will push me over to 3,400 miners in this one. My aim for this contract is to get to 10,000 miners by compounding, and then I will start to take profit. Now, I slept on this one a little bit. I was a bit busy. Then I realized that this came out about 12 hours, and I went in about 12 hours after it came out. So that is a little bit bad on my end, because if I had gotten in the first hour, then I would have gotten way more miners for my Hex, which means that I would not just have 3,000 miners, I probably would have already had 10,000 miners. And that's why my advice is for you, for getting into these, wait possibly for the newest, greatest one and ape into that. But you also have then the risk of diminishing returns as more of these miners are launched. And we all know in crypto that as soon as a new one is launched, a fork of a fork of a fork of a fork, basically less and less demand, supply and demand. If there are 100 of these miners, then the amount of TVL going into all of them will be a lot less. So choose your weapon carefully. Like I said, I'm most bullish on Phantom, Hex, BNB, BUSD, and AVAX. I've chosen 5. I don't think I'll be going in any others, but if you're bullish on KuCoin, if you're bullish on MATIC, if you're bullish on getting more USDC instead, because that's also an interesting one, because the USDC has a lower value locked. That means you'll be able to get more miners for your buck in the USDC one. So that might be also a good tactic. And thinking, if 6 months from now, all of these miners are still running, I think the possibility of that is extremely high. Something has to fail here. I don't think all of them can succeed. Maybe they won't die, maybe they won't rug or die, but possibly just the reward payout that they start giving us gets less and less until it's actually not much anymore, and it's just a negligible amount of crypto that you're getting daily. That might be a problem, but for now, I'm quite happy with the way these are going. So let me just show you all the options you have. So we do have the Hex Miner. Okay, Hex Miner, 2 days old, over on MATIC. Problems with MATIC are that, of course, here I did just about 3 minutes ago, I did press to compound that, and still it's pending. MATIC is sluggy as hell. I hate it. I do hate it, but whatever. We also have over on this one here, you will find a whole bunch of them. So we have here MATIC Miner on MATIC. Same problem here, that's kind of cloggy. Then we do have USDC Minter, where you can get your stable coin in there. Put your for the USDC Minter and for the BUSD one, you have to first set your spend limit. The same on the Hex one, you have to set your spend limit first, how much you want to put in, and then you press in how much you're going in with, and then you will get it. Okay, so it's 2 transactions. Transactions on MATIC are so cheap, it really doesn't matter. So we have USDC Minter. Do you want USDC? Do you want a USDC printer in your Minter? Then that's the one for you. Then we have, as I said before, AVAX Miner. Yay! There are 2 AVAX miners. Here's another one. This one's pretty interesting because the AVAX in the mine is only 300 AVAX, whereas in the other one we have 1,900, almost 2,000 AVAX. But I got into this one earlier with less capital, and this is an example of what can happen here. I have 19,000 miners in this one, and I've put in barely nothing. But in the other one, I've put in much more, and I only have 1,700 miners for this one. It's this exact same contract, okay? Just 2 different reward pools for this. So I'm actually getting way more passively from this one. Very interesting there. So getting into these low TVL ones can be okay if the TVL is a sustainable amount. 300 AVAX is still pretty good, I guess. It's pretty low compared to the other one, but I'm fine about that. We do have KuCOIN Miner. If you're into KuCoin, then you can get into this one. Same idea. You go to RPC. You need to get KuCoin RPC, KCC mainnet. Yeah, it's not. You send your KuCoin from your KuCoin account into your KCC mainnet, then you can play around on this and set yourself up a KuCoin miner if you are bullish on the KuCoin mainnet. I am not very bullish on the KuCoin mainnet. And we have the big boys. Let's get to the big boys. Yeah, BUSD Minter. This is nuts. This one's crazy. I pulled out about, well, I didn't pull out, I actually compounded, but I had about $700 to pull out of this one. Here's the proof that I did yesterday. And I'm getting about $50 to $60 passively from this. So the last thing we're going to talk about in this video, as I promised, is how to get more money from these dApps. There's two ways, okay? The first way is the referral bonus, okay? You need to learn the art of the shill for these. Each of these miners has either a 7% or a 10% referral bonus, meaning that if you send a link out, someone connects through your link, okay, and then say you approve your spend here, you say I want to spend $100, you put $100 of BUSD into this, that means that the referral that you used will get $10 into their balance that they can either compound or withdraw. So that's where it's extremely lucrative for anyone who is shilling around these links. So what can you do? You know, maybe you don't have a YouTube channel like me, you don't have a network, you're not sure how to do this. You need to be a little bit more creative about that. I mean, we all can open up Twitter accounts, we can all open up Telegram accounts, and I would suggest that Telegram, Discord, and Twitter are the best places for pushing these platforms. Just send them around everywhere. Like, hey man, there's a new one. It's just opened. Here you go. You want to check it out? Like, maybe they'll check it out and they won't use it, but generally people will check it out. Take a screenshot of you withdrawing your balance, send that on Twitter, send it around Discord, send it to any of your friends who are into crypto, talk to them about it. You will start to build up, and you don't need that many referrals to actually ROI on what you're putting in. Say you put in $100 into this and you think, okay, I just want to have 3% daily on that $100, but then you only need like 5 other people that are going to put in $50 or $100, and you're almost there. You're almost returned on your investment already. So that's a really great way to get a lot more from these platforms. The second way, like I mentioned before, is getting in as early as fucking possible into these. I mean the top 5 minutes of them coming out. I did that in FANTOM Miner. Where's FANTOM Miner? FANTOM Miner! So for me, personally, the most successful miner that I've been part of has been FANTOM Miner. I think it's a combination of two things. First one is that I do a lot of content on FANTOM, so a lot of you guys also follow FANTOM, so possibly a lot of you guys use my link to go into this, so I benefited that way. Also, I got into this contract when there was about 30 FANTOM in it, and now there is 338,000 FANTOM, so that's another one. I bought these miners. I bought myself about 20,000 miners initially for about 50 FANTOM and when this just opened, and I've just been compounding now, and most of this actually on FANTOM, I've just been withdrawing the hell out of this. Yeah, I've just been taking this out. I've moved out at least 3,000 FANTOM from this already, which is like more than almost $4,000 that I've taken from this contract in like 2 weeks. Insanity, okay? So that is another great way. Get into these contracts as early as possible. How do you do that? Right, there's a couple things I'm going to leave links for in the description. You need to be in the telegrams for these developers and their projects, okay? You can always find that the Telegram link will be somewhere here, but yeah, here you go, Telegram and Twitter, because for example, when he was releasing the BUSD Minter, I'm pretty sure he left an announcement on his Telegram saying it's opening in 1 hour. Everyone's getting ready for the BUSD Minter, everyone aping in on the minute that it opens. That is a great way to get amazing passive income from this. And join my Telegram, where I heard about all of these miners in my Telegram, okay? I was the one, I found FANTOM Miner actually, then I posted it in there and everyone was going crazy, oh my god, it's FANTOM Miner! But that was from another group of men. But so join my Telegram, just be a ghost if you want and just find the calls, you know, you need to reach, some calls are great, some calls are not, but in terms of like ones like these that are, it's really important to get in as early as possible, then you're going to find them in my Telegram. Other Telegrams you can join, I suggest you join the Bartertown Conglomerate. He has a YouTube channel, just YouTube him, Bartertown Conglomerate. He has a YouTube channel where they also call early on every single token that they can find, you know, because they know the importance of being early. There's also other Telegram channels. A guy, Thomas G, he has a channel called Crypto Talk on YouTube. He has his own Telegram. On that one too, people call things really early so that they can jump on it as soon as it comes out. So this is also really, it's, you know, it's a bit stressful because you do have to continue to watch these Telegrams or Discords or Twitter accounts to find out what's happening. But you don't have to catch every single bus. You don't need to go into all of these miners. You don't even need to go into any of them if you don't want to. Just wait for the next one to come out. Or choose the token right now that you really want. For example, I said, I'm really bullish on AVAX, really bullish on Phantom. I want a stablecoin printing machine. Even right now, I'm still compounding into the stablecoin one. The BUSD one, I'm still considering putting more into it actually, even because it is just a week old. If 6 months from now it's still running, then it was a great financial decision. If 6 months from now it's just paying out pennies, then it was a terrible financial decision. But that's on me, I'm managing my own risk. Okay, so quite a long video actually. I was aiming for it to be kind of short, but that is my entire thought process on these mining dapps. Okay, so ingest that, sponge it in, make your right decisions. Everyone look after each other. Love you all. Like and subscribe. Don't get wrecked.